Hello and welcome to another Draisine 160 video, and I have a cold today, so I'm just going to be doing as best as I can with my croaky voice. This is, of course, Season 2 of the Draisine 160 series that we started in the last sort of run of videos. And Episode 1, I decided to do a layout update because it's always good to give you an idea of what's been going on my layout. And there's been quite a lot of progress, actually. It's probably not as visible in some respects, but there's been quite a lot of good stuff going on. The major update for this is there's actually trains running on the layout now, and the trains are able to be controlled from my computer. And it's not all programmed in yet, but there is sort of two main running lines and a couple of sidings in the station, that is Limoges, that are programmed in. There's also a whole load of turnouts which are now able to be automated. I've got 4 Yamork turnout controllers that are sort of powering the turnouts here. For those who are squeamish and don't like the horrible wiring, I suggest you look away as I show you these photos and videos, because I am not very good at keeping things very well organised. I do label them up, so I'm able to problem solve things, and I do know kind of what's going on, but it's one of those things where I just have to do what I've got to do. So in terms of the rest of the layout, there's been a bit of progress there as well. The motorway scene, which I was making good progress with last time, I've actually now installed some of the Mobax white lines along the sort of first bit of the motorway. I've actually run out now, so I need to buy a whole heck of a lot more. And when I was browsing their website, I noticed that they actually had some French sort of road markings as well. So that's probably something to investigate further when I do my next order. There's also been a bit of progress on the embankments around the railway line and up to the sort of urban area of Limoges. You can see that the embankment has now been finished, and there was always this little weird gap which was bothering me. It was sort of white, and but I've glued the actual tunnel into position. I was able to sort that out. And if we go up the embankment, we've got an area now which I'm sort of calling the Limoges approach, which is going to be sort of the approach to the station. And I'm trying to make this relatively authentic. There's a few buildings that are on this sort of rise in the land here, which I'm going to be modelling and getting them done with a friend of mine. And there's also a bridge which goes over and spans the railway sort of just behind the depot. And I've started building all the support structures that's required for all those things to go into place, which is really, really quite good. I'm very pleased about that. There was a long time when this hadn't sort of been making any progress, and I'm really pleased to see that it's now being done. Other progress is I've actually started to build the depot. You can see in the back there is a sort of smaller version of Limoges depot. I couldn't quite get the 5-road shed in, so I've got 2 roads, and I've also got the sort of extension which sort of pops out the front, which I'm guessing is some sort of paint booth area or something like that. Someone might be able to comment below which tells me what it actually is. That actual track isn't actually sort of wired in because it's just, unfortunately, it's just a bit too small in terms of size. Other things that I've been working on, the services have been progressed a little bit, not very much, but there has been a little bit of progress there. I'm quite pleased with how that's starting to look. There's a few more bits and pieces that need to happen, including the road markings on the motorway and things. Yeah, so the other thing you might have noticed is that I've also had a German train whizzing round, and I've done had a recent holiday to Europe over the summer, and we went back via Amsterdam, and I saw some lovely Dutch locomotives, and they were hauling carriages that are very much like this. And when I saw this set come up on eBay, I thought, well, It's a good way of getting the carriages, and it came with a locomotive, and I just quite liked it. So I've had that whizzing around just to get that running on the layout. Don't worry, I'm sticking with French, but I have also got a few bits of Dutch now and a few this German loco. It is yeah, just very nice, and I just thought, wow, why not? And, Rule 1 could apply in this instance, and yeah, I just thought it was worth doing. Um, Things that will be happening next as we sort of go towards the sort of winter are the sort of Limoges approach will see a bit more work done on this, and it's going to be sort of scene made scenic. I'm not quite sure if I'm going to have retaining walls or whether I'm going to have some sort of just sort of embankment with some vegetation and foliage and that sort of stuff on the side there. And I just want to get the buildings sort of installed as well. That's going to be a good thing just to start getting some of those happening. The Limoges approach is also will be a lot bigger. There's going to be a lot more happening, I think, now on the main baseboards. Now the wiring has been largely done, I can actually start to do things like putting platforms down and making stuff more permanent, which sort of gets onto the next big project, which is one for 2024, which will be the Limoges station building. At the moment, again, I've got a friend who's going to help me out with this, but I'm looking to do some sort of laser cut sort of base structure, and then potentially sort of detail it with various bits and pieces, potentially using 3D print as a sort of a way of doing things. So there's plenty of things that will need a lot of work, but I'm sort of hoping that sort of by the middle of 2024 we will have a sort of the bare bones of Limoges starting to rise from the bare baseboards of my layout. So um, that's sort of the update for this month in October, and we will probably be doing another update maybe at the end of this series, depending on how much progress I can make. And yeah, I've got a few ideas lined up for the next few videos that are going to be in this series. So watch this space and enjoy the videos, and please like and subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. And we'll speak to you soon.